What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Puck Nation. And round one is over, boys. Round one is over. Mike, Yanni, what do you guys
You
think,
sound
man? What's up?
exhausted.
I am exhausted, bro. I watched every second of every game. I'm fucking ruined.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's dying.
But man, oh man, was it exciting. And I don't know. It was fun. It was in a long time. I haven't seen that much great. I'm not going to say good. That was great hockey. We're going to get into it after, right? We're going to go through every single one.
Yeah.
And because we're going to talk about Mikko Rantanen Day, right?
Yeah.
Or period or whatever,
Yeah.
minute or whatever. He was incredible. Unbelievable, this guy. But before we do, I just want to say thank you to the people that make this all happen. My dear friends over at the Red One Music. There they are. Guys, for all your musical needs, all your podcast needs, all your DJ needs, please go see them at 2069 Chartier Boulevard, Indoor Val, or you can give them a shout out. And call. People still use phones? Yeah, they still do,
No,
right?
I mean, I hope so.
No, I mean, like, without sending text messages and shit. 514-225-2226. You go see my dear friend Sergio, Tommy, and James, and they'll help you out with all your needs. So these are the guys that make it happen. So thank you, guys. All right. So look, let's get right into the recap. I want to right away. So first of all, so we have the Washington Capitals move on. Let's talk about the Montreal series. You guys, anything to say about that? Anything there? I mean, in 5, right?
Sigh.
Yanni. Sigh, Yanni, really? Mike?
Is anyone really shocked? Really?
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I'm not a Canadiens fan.
Yeah.
But they gave them a good fight, man. They, you know what? They're young. They're gonna learn. They're gonna get there.
They're up and coming team.
Yeah,
The fact that they made it to the playoffs
it is incredible.
That's
Exactly.
like the win.
Yeah. So no one's shocked. No one's freaking out that the Washington Capitals actually took care of them in 5.
As much as I would love to see the Montreal Canadiens win it in 7, like I had predicted.
Yeah. So you don't blame Tom Wilson or anything like that.
Honestly,
it's playoff hockey, right? And
you
we're
know-
gonna get to that later, but yeah, it's playoff hockey.
there was no scumbag moves like I don't
Last
know,
night. Okay,
like last
we'll
night.
talk about that after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get into the Toronto Ottawa. You guys surprised that the actual Leafs got out?
Well,
I am.
I mean, I'm surprised they won a series. Yes, but
yeah.
I mean, Ottawa wasn't up. They're another up and coming team that's not quite there yet, but
I
they're
think-
they're close. They're
I
real
think in the
close.
next 10, 15 years, Mike, it's going to be a Toronto. It's going to be an Ottawa, Montreal battle. It's going to be them. That's going to be the thing.
10, 15
10
years?
10 years. The next 10 years.
for the next
For
10
the
years?
next 10 years.
Yeah, well, those are two of the hottest upcoming teams by far.
I think so.
I
too.
think it's going to be them battling it for first place, second. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
for home ice, whatever.
Yeah.
They really impressed me. They really.
that Drake Batherson did.
What a player! What a hockey player, man! What a hockey player!
Even that Sanderson.
Sanderson,
Yeah.
And even though he's not the toughest Stutzla, man, like when he gets
He's a good
going,
hockey
he gets going.
When he starts being his fucking little wimpy dummy when he dives and I can't stand that, dude.
But man,
play.
can he skate?
You know what he reminds me of, Mike? You know what the fuck reminds me of? He reminds me of Cristiano Ronaldo. Everybody tells me Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi. I'm a Messi guy. I always have been a Messi guy. Okay, I don't like the fact that you got to throw yourself to whatever and get a penalty or whatever. I hate that. Maybe I'm old school. I don't. Just like Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, but he's got 700 goals. I know. And he's got 200 of them on penalty shots. I know. I get it. Okay? And the same thing with Stutzla. Play your game because you are a great hockey player. You agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just play your game.
Just play your game.
Just play your fucking game because you're that good.
But do you really think he dives?
Yes.
You don't think it's his skating that's
Dude,
just
it's not just
so
me
good?
that says that. The whole league says it.
Yeah, but-
he's a fucking diver.
He's a hell of a skater.
He's
Though.
a hell of a
guys,
skater too.
One of the
Doesn't have
laziest
to.
penalties is tripping, and it's usually because you cannot keep up
Yanni,
with that guy.
Look at you. Just watch some of the stupid calls that.
I guess.
Oh my god, it's
Just
like
trying to
it's so
play devil's
frustrating.
advocate. I don't think the kid
Yeah.
always does it either.
No, he doesn't always do it, but he
Yeah.
does it a lot. He doesn't always do it. Let's continue with the New Jersey Carolina. Are you
What a
surprised?
disappointment.
This really? You find without the Hughes?
Well, New Jersey was banged up.
Yeah, exactly.
They were banged
Without
up. So.
Hughes,
I mean, Carolina's a really well coached team.
they are. They're playing right now as we speak.
Yeah,
In
they're
the
well
second round,
coached.
they're
I
playing
mean,
right now.
they have a good system in place. They have a goalie that Mimo has opinions on.
He's back
But-
tonight. He's
I
playing.
know,
He's
I
actually
know.
playing. He's probably gonna get hurt. I made a
But-
bet with Yanni for $1. I said $1 that he won't finish the series.
What's the parlay on that?
You know what? I'm curious to know if that's actually a thing. Will Freddie Anderson finish the series?
You know what? If I was running the show, it would be. It would be.
Yeah.
But
You surprised at that?
yeah, I am.
Really?
I found Markstrom carried in the last game.
See, I didn't.
That last game when they went to overtime and everything.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah,
he was
well-
standing on his
Well,
head. The kid.
they got there. I don't know.
He had no support.
No, nothing.
You know, it's a shame.
Yeah.
I feel he's one of the best goalies in the league, and he
laid an egg.
Yeah.
Again,
Well, like Hellebuck.
we're gonna talk about another goalie laying an egg on the other on the West. You know, this is okay. I was gonna ask you who's the biggest shocker. This is the one of the like. I'm gonna give you a shocker of the East and a shocker of the West. This is the one that shocked me, man. Tampa is out in 5, guys.
Yeah.
I picked them to go to the final.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna take care of Florida. I really did. But then you hear that Hedman played with a broken leg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And, you know, I mean, they're missing some, you know, they don't have Stammer anymore. They don't
but they
have-
got Gensel, Mike. He's
Yeah,
not.
got
You know,
Sergachev.
Yeah, I know. They've got players. But they're an old, I guess they're an older team.
you're not surprised? Who's the
No,
shock?
I would have.
Who's the shock in the East? for you?
They probably them. I agree.
You, Yanni?
100%.
Yeah.
I had them going to the finals.
In 5? Okay, even if they
But
lost.
we do.
7?
I guess we have to keep in mind that Florida is the Stanley Cup champions, and I guess we have to
but
keep
they
in mind.
lost a lot.
They
that
lost a
they're-
lot of pieces.
Mike, they
Yeah,
lost a lot.
but they're dogs too. Like
Yeah.
they're built for the playoffs.
They lost Montour. They lost
Yeah.
Lorenz. They lost Stolars. Who else am I forgetting?
Yeah.
Ekman
Larson,
Larson.
Montour.
I said.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a
they
lot of
lost.
them.
If anybody lost, they lost.
Yeah,
man.
but they also gained other guys. You know, they brought in the
Not
rat.
many.
They brought
Yeah,
in.
that fucking rat. Yeah, I can't
They
stand
brought
his
in,
name.
That Samoskevich kid or whatever
Yeah.
his name is.
I didn't know how to fucking
Beast.
pronounce that name.
Beast.
They got what's his name in the backup goalie, Vanacek. Like they.
Yeah, but Vanessa.
Bro,
Yeah, but-
this guy couldn't make a fucking save before, and now he's,
Yeah,
he's
it's
doing
not-
well in Florida.
So we agree with that. Like the
Yeah.
Tampa
They,
was the shock
they are the shocker, but I mean
of the
yeah,
East.
But we do have to keep in mind Florida was the top team last year.
yeah, but
no, listen.
but
You're champion till you're not fucking champion anymore,
Yeah.
right? So
still,
yes,
champion or not, okay, 5 games.
yeah, that's what freaking me
Yeah,
out.
they got
That's what I
one.
said. Yeah,
They got one.
But
That's what I said.
do we agree that they're an aging team?
absolutely,
Yeah,
Tampa Bay.
but-
absolutely.
They're getting old.
Washington and Montreal. It was kind of like
Yeah, but
David
that's-
versus Goliath, and
Yeah.
we got 1-2.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you
Yeah.
cannot compare.
You know what?
it.
Even if, like I said, even if they were gonna get booted, I just did not expect it in 5.
No, me neither.
I thought they'd be
100%. No,
you know,
I did not.
Vasilevsky shit the bed. Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was injured.
Well, they didn't say he was.
Well-
But they said the Hedman was playing with a
Well,
broken.
the
leg.
How do you
Hedman
put-
is probably their
what
most
the-
valuable
How do you
player.
play with a broken leg?
I don't-
Out
listen.
of all people, you
Well,
would probably be the
I
guy.
played. I played with a broken ankle. I played with broken shoulder, cracked rib. But I mean that's the cracked rib fucking hurt. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I once cracked my collarbone in a game and continued playing.
Can you imagine how wrapped his leg must have been every
To-
game
Dude,
to
they-
keep
they
it
s-
together?
And they said it was a broken leg.
Yeah.
A broken leg, dude. That's not like a that's not a boo boo. That's like a fucking you have a broken leg, man.
He's
Yeah, man.
yeah, and he's their most valuable player, right?
Ah,
So,
listen, you're fucking Dicker
yeah.
Hedman, So anyway, on the other side, boys, let's go back to the other side. Mike, we're gonna start with you.
Hmm.
When you were down 2-0, I was gonna give you a fucking a plane ticket with a gun
yeah.
and go shoot fucking Skinner.
Mhm.
But they put in that picker kit. You guys won 4 straight. Now wait,
Yep.
wait.
Yep.
You know where I'm going, right?
Oh, I know exactly where
Dude,
you're
that fucking coach, what's his name? Miller? What's his name? The coach in LA. Hiller. Okay. What are you doing? What are you doing calling that stupid interference, whatever? What the fuck's it? Goalie interference?
Yeah.
Dude, that changed the whole series.
going.
That changed the whole series.
Why do the LA Kings always have things that change the whole series, like stick measurements and like and like these?
Yeah, and he
things,
doesn't
like,
remember that when he's
No,
too young.
I don't know if he was born yet.
Dude,
at that time.
but
What
you know
year
what,
was
Mike?
the last Habs Cup. Anyway,
93.
But-
yeah.
Yeah,
He's 1 year
Marty McSorley with his illegal stick. Idiot.
But it seems like that, I'm just making a joke.
no, I know.
But yeah,
But Mike, Rob Blake lost the job because of that.
yeah, and Luke's still there with Mark. You think Mark's gonna
No,
take over?
no.
Mark's taking over, guys.
Bergie,
Mark's
we
taking
got
over.
Bergie 2.0.
Dude, you're crazy. He's gonna start getting Cedric Paquette
Don't
there.
worry, he already has fucking
Yeah.
Philip Dano. He
Yeah.
doesn't
Met
need
it.
anyone.
And, yeah, he's gonna start getting fucking Mathieu Dandino.
He's gonna
whatever
get
the
David Savard.
fuck- Yeah.
Out of retirement.
Yeah. Benoit Hug. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Of course.
David Pero.
So he's a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. What the hell they were doing with that. I have no idea what they were doing
no,
with that.
but I mean, what really happened? Let's be honest. The Connor McDavid show happened.
if I'm like 4 in a row,
yeah, but
it's unacceptable.
yeah, but look
man.
at his numbers,
It's unacceptable.
dude. He just scoring at will.
Mhm.
At the end, him and
Yeah.
Draisaitl were
Oh,
just
that-
like, "You score, no, you score, no, you score,
That's
no,
fucked
you
up.
score." You know
I
what
don't
I mean?
Reminds me of
and then
Mario.
Evander Kane showed up and said, "I'll score."
You
know what I mean?
it is? Personally, I think it was an unchallenged goalie, a goalie that they had not figured out yet. Picard didn't play enough to get figured out.
Yeah,
I think we were having this conversation
Yeah.
last time. You know, like if you really think about it, all these teams that make it. You have that Jordan Binnington back in the day. Nobody fucking knew who the fuck he was.
Calvin Pickard's
Mike,
been around.
Let me
No,
ask
I
you
know,
something,
but-
Mike. Now, do you think getting through Vegas, you're gonna have to go through both of them? Like you're gonna have to use Skinner and Pickard?
Yeah.
Or you think Pickard's
No,
gonna
they're
ride
gonna
it?
have to share it.
You think so?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like,
Because they both never seen it.
I honestly think they should just play it at a 50-50 at this point. At least you can
Like
kind
you
of
win, you keep the net. You
yeah.
lose,
If you
fuck
lose, you're
out.
out. If you win, you
Keep
your
the
net.
net. Yeah. Okay.
Just play a shared system
Okay.
and
Yeah.
go with the hot hand night over night.
All right.
That's what I think. I don't know.
Vegas, Minnesota. Everybody picked Vegas. I mean, Minnesota's going to be one of those good teams in the West too, sooner or later.
Goodbye, Fleury.
Dude, that
Yeah.
kid though, Kaprizov, man.
What a hockey player! What a hockey player, that kid. What a hockey. He's so good. He's so.
Minnesota's one of those weird under the radar teams.
They're going to be very good. They're going in the
Well,
next
they
couple
got
years.
that Marco Rossi kid.
They're
Yeah.
going
They
to
got.
be isn't he a free agent or a restricted free agent or something? Marco Rossi this year?
I'm
not
not
sure.
sure.
Don't
We'd
quote
have
me on
to
that, but I
check.
think he is. But nobody surprised with the Vegas.
No.
All right. This one I couldn't listen. I watched every fucking second. The Winnipeg St. Louis,
My God.
dude. 1.6 seconds left on the
What
clock.
a goal!
The latest Game 7 tying goal ever in hockey history.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
they
it
pull
was
it
that
off.
Dave Lowry, right?
Yeah. Then a second.
And then the second overtime, they pull it off.
Isn't it strange how it all went to deflections?
Yanni, you know what? My dad, rest his soul, who Mike, you know what
Get
today
the
is?
bodies in front
hockey's
of the
a
net.
game. Hockey's a game of bounces, man.
Yeah, my dad used to say, as long as they cross the line, man.
No, but I find it funny because when Montreal was playing against Washington, when we scored that one goal,
Yeah.
all right, they were like, "Oh, okay, well, it was a tip," and all they were doing was getting in front of the net and trying to
Who
get
cares?
tips.
They all count.
I gotta.
I understand.
Listen, the goalie can't stop what he can't see.
Yes,
I gotta tell you though that Kyle Connor is one hell of a hockey
What a
player.
hockey player.
insane.
He's
And guys-
he's an underrated
And
monster.
They did it without Scheifele and Morrissey.
I know.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
exactly what I was gonna.
the goalie.
It only got to Game 7 because that fucking farmer in the back, dude. What are you doing,
The
man?
Vezina trophies
The-
and
the
nothing
third,
else.
Mike, third Vezina trophy.
And no,
He can't stop a fucking beach ball.
I mean the team
Mind
won
you-
it. The team won it for him.
Mind you, in the
Yeah.
overtime, he was fucking spectacular.
Wow.
It was the Connor Hellebuck that we expect.
Well, and he was up against Binnington just like in the Four
But
Nations,
you-
but they were on reverse.
Dude, we were watching the game
Yeah.
together. The first 2 minutes, they were down 2-0.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. I'm like, I was gonna pull him.
Yeah,
I would have put Comrie in right away.
Yeah.
2 minutes, you're down 2-0.
Hellebuck is
4 shots, 2 goals.
He's finally won a series. Now it's up to him to see if it was just like you got your one little series and now
Yeah.
you're back to being a clown.
Dude, he's the Austin Matthews of the fucking West in Winnipeg.
It's
you know
like
what
Joe,
Yeah.
like again, it's like Joe Thornton. It's like those
I mean?
guys that
I
just
love
can't.
this. They just
They
can't get it done.
regular season heroes.
Yeah.
Can't get it done.
Can't
on
get
the
it done.
reverse.
Yeah, but what a game! My goodness, what a game! That, honest to God,
Yeah.
that had to be one of the best games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
The
a great one.
crowd was fucking insane.
Wow.
If
Yeah.
anybody's watching from Winnipeg, you guys, man, you have it down. You should teach. See those logos behind me? You should teach these guys a fucking few things
Yeah,
because these guys are a bunch of deadbeats, man. I had more fun at a fucking funeral. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it was horrible.
But we're talking about Hellebuck.
Yeah.
But what about Jim Montgomery? As much as we love him as a coach, what does that show you? He's having trouble in Game 7s, guys.
Yeah,
Well-
but he's outclassed. I mean, the team's outclassed. They were, you know what I mean.
Guys, they
St.
did
Louis has
amazingly.
a hell of a team.
They did amazing.
Nobody-
for who they have. They have
yeah.
nothing, man.
People,
They're deep, but they're deep. It's a
Yeah.
bunch of
Yeah.
guys that play well together.
most people picked Winnipeg in
Winnipeg,
5.
of course, of
Yeah.
course,
You
of
know?
course. They had no business being there in Game 7, and God bless them, and they did well. And I'll tell you something about Jimmy Montgomery. He's making the Bruins look like a bunch of salams.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
And that guy that came out of nowhere on their team, Snuggerud.
Snuggerud.
Wow.
But this kid
Had
was
a great-
good. He was good in
He
college.
had a great playoff.
Yeah, but like,
He had a-
boom, he's exploding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great
but
playoffs.
he was solid in all of college
Yeah.
too.
Great players. Now here's my shocker of the West, guys.
I know where
The
you're going.
Dallas, Colorado, man. I picked Colorado to win the
We
cup.
watched that one together.
Dude,
Yeah, but
that was fucking insane.
that was the clash of the Titans.
3 minutes
Those
left, and
two.
they're up by 2.
Those
It-
two
dude,
teams.
That is incredible. And they pull it off. And even them too. Dallas also. No Heiskanen and no Robertson.
Yeah, but you know what they did have? Mikko Rantanen.
I was gonna say
The
they
ex-Avalanche.
should- what day was that, Yanni? What day was that? May 1st? What day was that?
I
Yeah,
think
something
so.
like-
May
something
1st.
Like that.
They should say May 1st. Call it fucking Finland. Listen to me. If anybody in Finland is listening, That's Mikko Rantanen day.
No,
Yeah.
dude.
What a normal. What a performance.
4 points.
He was like,
What a performance.
you want to trade me? I'm going to show you.
What a stick it in your ass move.
Yeah.
What a moment.
Yeah.
What a moment.
You know, there's like the Messi guarantee, and
Yeah.
then there's the Mikko Rantanen go fuck yourself.
Oh my God, man. Oh my God.
And now what's gonna happen? That's the scary part.
3 bullets and a fucking porpet on the side. That's insane. That is insane.
And now he's going to go up against Hellebuck.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna talk about that after.
But anyway, yeah.
But I think
Okay.
they're going for a rebuild. These guys.
So we agree, guys, that the shockers. We agree on both shockers.
Tampa,
The
Colorado.
Tampa and Colorado. To
Yeah.
me, that was my final.
I mean,
picked them to be
Colorado's
final.
a shocker, but Dallas is a hell of a team.
Yes, but Mike.
Yeah.
Okay,
But again,
hold on,
I agree it's
Blackwood.
the shocker, but what a team they played against.
But they're always the dark
Mike.
horse.
Mike Blackwood, Brock Nelson, Charlie Coyle, right?
Gabriel Landeskog.
Landeskog coming back. I mean, Jesus Christ.
And
What
let's
do you
not
want?
forget those other two guys there. Those
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
those two best at their position guys.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, I know.
They're debating
I mean,
the future
come on,
right now.
come on. And I don't know if you guys saw this on the exit interviews. They spoke to McKinnon,
Yeah.
and he said, he goes, they didn't have Heiskanen, they didn't have Robertson because they didn't have their 2 best players, and we still couldn't beat them. And his exact words, I don't know what we're doing. Do you think that's a shot upstairs?
Yeah, I think it's a.
Do you think
we need to beef some stuff up. That's what that is.
Dude, what? Christ Almighty!
Yeah.
Charlie Coyle, Brock Nelson, the goalie, the Landeskog. What more the fuck do you want?
Yeah.
You want
Is Mackenzie Blackwood the real
Mike?
thing?
What else do they want?
No, but is he the real thing? That's the question. Is he really a
Did it
Stanley Cup
matter?
goaltender?
Does it matter? With what? Listen to those names I
Yeah.
just mentioned, man.
It's insane.
Look.
Come on, dude. Don't say that Sakic didn't try to fucking.
No, he gave them
He
everything.
gave him everything you need. I mean, so what's the comment for?
The only thing that I could maybe see that they might need is maybe a little more physicality, maybe on their team, a little more toughness, maybe.
I wasn't paying attention because I was too busy trying to follow the puck.
It's
I mean,
such a fast pace.
But it's
I'm
because Dallas plays heavy,
they lay on you. Yes, you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
and I think that was the difference.
You think
Their
yeah?
physical play, Dallas's physical play. I mean, obviously Rantanen aside,
Yeah.
but
But
the physical play, I think that was the difference.
we spoke after a couple of games. Ottinger was just like fuck. He was laying an egg too.
Yeah.
He was letting in some stupid one, but then at the end he
came through.
came through, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. I just found that very, very weird. Those comments coming out of Nick McKinnon.
You know, it'd be nice.
Here we go.
Carolina versus fucking Dallas.
Oh my
Final.
god!
Logan
Talk about
Stankoven.
stick it in your ass.
Thank
Logan Stankoven, bro.
Yeah.
And
Again,
then
The Rantanen,
Rantanen.
they call it the Rantanen Bowl. Yeah.
That wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh my god! So I'm glad that we're all on the same
Yeah.
page here. We all the surprises were both the Tampa and the Colorado, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to round number 2, which started yesterday with this guy. Right?
Here we go.
Mike, I was watching the game with you, then I had to split. It was 4-1 when I left Frank's, right? We were watching the game. So the car was what? Across the street?
Yeah.
Right? By the time I put it on my phone, and we're going to talk about what happened when they put Wall in net, I look up and what 4-3. I'm like, I took 12 steps. What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened?
Joseph Wall happened.
Okay, so now let's just go through, and then we're going to talk to. You know what? No, hold on. Let's stay with the Carolina, with the Toronto, Florida. Everybody, you saw the game. I saw the game. Let's talk about the elephant, like you say, Mike. The elephant in the room. The Sam Bennett hit on Stolarz.
Mm.
Now, I'm a Leafs fan, as you can tell, right? I'm a
No,
Leafs
for
fan.
real?
No.
Really? Okay.
Seriously?
I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, did he hit his head? Yeah. Did he maliciously do it? I don't think so. But everybody seems to forget the fucking rocket he took to the head 5 minutes before that, or 10 minutes.
Well, it didn't help.
Sam Reinhart drilled him in the fucking head, right?
Yeah, with the puck. Yeah.
With the puck. Okay. Because look, speaking as somebody who's been concussed before, okay, that's why I'm a Leafs fan. No,
Yeah.
dude, when you throw up,
Yeah.
that
That was crazy.
that's fucked up.
Seeing him
That's a
puke like
bad
that was
sign.
crazy.
That's a bad
it
sign.
looked like a forearm shove. It wasn't even like a.
Listen, it wasn't half as bad as what he did to fucking Marchand last year.
No, but that's what I mean.
But Sam
Okay.
Bennett is
Yes,
he is a cheap
Mike,
shot artist.
He did it to Bunting. He did it to Marchand. He did it to Matthew Nice 2 years ago when he fucking body slammed him.
So was
Remember?
it just light, or did he make it look not that bad?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is where I have a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, for that 100th time, nobody did nothing.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
who?
That's true.
Who's gonna do it?
Mitch Marner.
Who?
Well, you guys benched the only guy that could have done something.
Nobody did nothing.
When's he
remember-
gonna play?
Mike, a guy like he won't
No
help you in
cup
the
for
playoffs.
him, bro.
But maybe I'm old school. I'm a believer that if a guy like that is dressed and he's on the bench, the other guys won't take liberties like that to your goalie.
I agree with you.
Because they know if something happens, that fucking savage is on the bench. Okay? And he'll eat you like you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it makes you guys like Sam Bennett and did you see at the end of the game what Matthew Tkachuk tried to do to Marner? He tried to spear him?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. And what the fuck does that little wimp do? He turns around. Turn around and swing a stick to his fucking head.
I read something too that Bennett was kind of hinting that he thinks Stolarz was faking. Like he was kind
Faking.
of like
Dude,
he was
guy
like,
how do you fake barfing?
I know, but he was like kind of saying, "Oh well," like he was dismissing it.
Listen,
kind of thing.
I'm not
You
here
know,
to
like-
defend Bennett because I listen. I don't think it deserved the suspension. It wasn't. I didn't see it. It wasn't as bad as what he did to Marchand.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad as what he did to Bunting. Remember the cross check to the face? It wasn't as bad as when he body slammed like fucking Randy Macho Man Savage when he body slammed the Nyes a couple of
Yeah.
years ago. Okay, should it have been a penalty? Yeah, at least for goaltender interference. Yeah, because he hit him. He shouldn't be there.
But you know what I got to say is that going into a series with Florida, with all those rats on the team,
Yeah, those
you
bastards.
should have known this was coming.
Of course, Mike.
You know,
You
like-
know what fucking pisses me off? This is what was I going to say, Yanni? Mimo's bullet to bite on. This is Mimo's bullet to bite on. If I know, and you know, and Yanni knows, and everybody else knows, all the fans know, you're telling me Chief doesn't know?
Of course.
Speaking, Chief, he was one of those players. He was one of those protectors. He was one of those guys that, God forbid, you touch one of his players, he'll take your fucking head off.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't understand. I know Revo's not going to help you, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'm a big believer that if he's on the bench and he's dressed, okay, they're not going to do that. It takes away some. I'm telling you. You remember when Jack Eye? Look at you guys in the first round.
Yeah.
When Jack Eye came back in, Tom Wilson, what did he do?
He ran away.
He chilled a little.
Yeah.
He chilled a little, right?
He wasn't.
It just
playing
makes
headhunting.
everybody an extra foot bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just makes you a little bit tougher. You understand? Jack Eye's there, so Anderson's like, all right, I can fuck around now, right?
Yeah.
Gallagher just became a foot bigger.
Yeah.
Right?
Everybody did. Yeah.
And it's the same thing when a guy like Revo's on the bench, then you get a guy like, I don't know, maybe McCabe, maybe Tanev. I don't know. These guys are like, all right, if something happens to us, look who's licking his lips. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. It doesn't mean he has to go there and start fighting him. Because,
But listen, you got a whole series against these guys.
Mike,
And-
that's
and
the whole point.
All three of those dudes
Dude,
are just wanting to headhunt
Mike,
the shit out of you.
That's the whole
You know,
point, Mike.
like-
Nobody did nothing.
Yeah. But this is going to continue in game
exactly.
2, game 3. It's going to keep happening.
Let me give you another thing, okay?
I
A couple of
agree.
years ago, when the Leafs played the Canadians in the playoffs, and Corey Perry kneed Tavares in the head,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was an accident. Look, they're best friends. I don't think fucking Corey Perry
He even went to apologize. to
Yeah,
him.
exactly. Okay. The next shift, Foligno, who was a Leaf at the time, told Perry, "Listen, dude, you're gonna have to answer the bell." And they're friends. They're friends. They're friends. And you understand? Somebody went and they had to answer the bell. These guys all fucking turned around.
Yeah.
That's it.
Brandon Carlo, bro, you're 6'100". Go fucking throw him a punch. I don't know.
There's no consequences.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
And so to your point, tomorrow night, what do you think is gonna happen?
More of the same.
And now I'm gonna make you guys both think that something, and our listeners. What if they do this to Wall tomorrow? Who are they gonna call? David Harris to go net.
Yeah.
I'm sure they got a Zamboni
They
driver.
have a Zamboni
handy.
driver. Dude, the
Yeah.
next guy is fucking Dennis Hildeby.
Or
What the fuck's a Dennis Hildeby?
Or Matty Murray.
Matt Murray, I think he's working at Harvey's.
Yeah. Isn't Peter Mrazek around somewhere in the system?
Mrazek got hurt. Mrazek got hurt when they called him. Bro, you want to play? I pulled my shoulder. You know what I mean?
All right. Predict the series. What happens?
What? Now,
This.
if Wall stays in net, we don't stand a chance.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't stand a
You
fucking-
can't win
Nah,
4
you
games
can't.
with that
You
guy.
can't. No way. No
You
way.
almost lost. The only reason you didn't lose the
Because
other
the time-
game
because
is
the time was
ran
over.
out.
Yeah, 'cause
and
time
it was
ran
you had that lead.
Another 2 minutes and we were done. Fucking 7-5.
Yeah.
Okay. If that Wall stays in net, if if what's his name, Stolarz doesn't come back, we don't stand a fucking chance. Did you see this guy yesterday? He looked like he was shitting the fucking pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how scared he was.
Yeah, it's
But
Okay,
your best player, hands down, was Matthew Nice. I don't give a shit.
100%,
is
dude.
100% the best player.
He
in
is
the league
the
right
real
now.
he
deal.
is. I'm gonna
What a
say
beast.
he is the MVP of your team.
Yeah, this guy is gonna get 31 fucking offer sheets. This
And
year.
I know you're gonna call me insane for saying this, but if you give me the choice of him or Matthews, I take him
I
every
like
day.
Nice too.
What did I say in the group chat last week?
Yeah, every day.
I
Yeah.
said, guys, because you know what it is when you dangle guys like Matt, and I know you can say he's 69 goals. Yes, I understand, but he's got 2 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
2
Yeah.
2 in 15
That's
games.
it.
Yeah.
Okay,
When it matters,
So,
you're not there.
exactly, and same thing with that fucking 16. Get out of here.
Oh,
Okay,
he hasn't had a terrible playoffs.
Who,
16.
no, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I mean,
Danny,
he's giving the
Mike,
puck.
remember yesterday we were talking and we said, look, watch him turn around. And what did he do? He turned around. He
Yeah,
anyway, whatever.
He's still producing, but you know,
you guys should take out your checkbook for Matthew Nice. Keep that. kid.
that's
But-
without a doubt.
Mimo, it's not just Marner. You got the Morgan Rileys that are fucking up there in
I
front
know,
of
they're
your
doing
fucking
nothing. I
forwards.
know.
Like, what are you doing? Why are you the one tipping it in?
Yeah.
Because that's Morgan Riley game. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
To me, they don't stand a chance. Not with Wall in it.
No, you don't
Listen,
think so?
Not a
Look, the
fucking
bottom
chance.
line is we all know Marner's leaving, right? That's obvious. at
Mike,
this
if they
point.
don't get through this round, they're not resigning
They're
Marner.
cleaning
Of course.
house.
But even if they do re-sign Marner, let's just say they did.
They won't.
But let's hypothetically,
Yeah. Okay.
okay. But you still have to pay Nyes. Nyes is going to want
yeah,
real
but,
money.
yeah, but the cap went up. The cap,
I know, but the cap went up, but you're going to use that all up there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but
there's
then
a
you're-
couple of guys that are not coming back too.
Yeah. So to me, it's like no question, Nyes is your priority.
Absolutely.
No question.
Without a
Yeah.
doubt. Bro.
Yeah.
Without a
Hey,
doubt.
Kent Hughes, nice little offer sheet going on over there.
Dude, he's gonna get. Apparently, the Flyers are, and you know what? There's rumors that he said that he wants the bank. So, maybe he's looking for it too. Maybe he wants. Don't forget, he's American, right? He's from Arizona. Him too.
I don't know, man.
He's a hell of a hockey player.
He's a hell of a
Yeah,
hockey.
he
He's
is.
like
he's
probably,
gonna be special.
he's probably one of the guys on the Leafs that I legitimately don't dislike.
No,
like,
no.
I like him.
He's incredible.
You
He's
know
incredible.
who he's like? Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah.
He plays a lot like
Yeah.
Mikko Rantanen.
Yeah.
Faster skater.
Yeah.
Yeah, faster. Well, Mikko
My God,
Rantanen's
what
not
a
slow
beast.
either.
He's such a fucking beast.
Yeah.
See the goal he scored last night?
Yeah.
What a beast.
No, he's good. He's
Yeah.
good.
There's not too many guys in the NHL like that. anymore.
No,
Big
that's what I'm saying. Guys like
power
that, it's like
forward
Mike said, man. You
style.
give him the checkbook, bro. Put a number on it and fucking accept it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, again, I'm not. I'm not. Maybe I'm one of the only Leaf fans that'll tell you I don't see why Bennett should have gone suspended. First of all, he didn't get suspended for fucking what he did to Bunting. He didn't get suspended for what he did to Marchand last year, right? With the elbow to the
Yeah.
face. Remember the punch to the face, whatever. So why would they suspend him for this? Because he.
Yeah.
It looked to me like a guy that had the puck. He was going into the crease, trying to score a goal. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I agree.
And again, I'm going to say it again, guys. Don't forget, 10 minutes prior, 10 minutes prior, he took a fucking bullet to the head
Yes, he did.
from Sam Reinhart. Okay.
That's right.
Okay. So you know what? Maybe it's a combination. Listen, I'm not a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
it's a combination of both. Maybe because the shot, at least when you take the shot,
Look,
at least you're bracing yourself.
yeah,
Mike.
but it's the same head. Like
Exactly.
that head took that shot and then took that shot. So,
but what I'm trying to say,
it's
Mike,
getting wear and tear on it.
if I'm taking
you know?
a shot on you, right? You actually brace yourself because you see, you brace yourself, right?
Yeah.
But when the guy comes from the side,
Yeah.
you don't expect that shot coming
Yeah.
to you, right?
We had McNiven on the show. He
Oh
still
my-
feels that
yeah.
Shea Weber slap shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, he
So-
showed us the scar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
It's
It's what I mean. So maybe it's a combination of both. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on television.
Question for you.
Yeah.
We were watching a game, and there was a commentator that was saying that one of the goalies had put a neck guard that he never usually wears a neck guard. Was that Stolarz?
I'm not sure.
I
don't
didn't see him
remember.
having a
I
net
know.
guard.
I don't know. I
Okay,
don't know.
anyways, but I remember that if it
I
was
don't know.
Stolarz, maybe it's something that's
Mm.
lingering.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Stolarz has been hurt a few times. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Anyway, so that was the game last night. Now tonight is day number 2, and you guys are playing later on tonight.
Yes.
But right now, as we speak, the Washington Capitals are playing Carolina.
Yeah.
Who do you got there? Oh
Washington,
wait, I didn't ask you. Who do you got? Toronto, Florida.
Florida, 100%.
Yanni,
Florida.
Mimo, Florida. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, whatever.
As much as it would be wonderful to see a
It would.
Canadian
Look,
team,
all,
of fans,
all joking aside, I would love to see them
yeah, they don't have
in
it.
the conference final. They just don't have what it takes.
No.
Look, they can't surprise me, and I'll come here on the show and say, "Listen, I'll apologize. I'm sorry. I should," because a fan believes. I've been believing for 50 years, and and you know what? You know what? Prove me wrong, and I'll fucking believe in you.
Yeah,
right
I
or
hear
wrong.
you. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So the Washington game.
Yeah.
What?
No contest
For who?
for the
Wow.
Capitals. 100%.
Really?
Yeah. No
Holy
contest.
shit! Mike,
They're
you're shocking me.
look. They're a world class hockey team. They're great.
Wow.
They'll Carolina's well coached. They have a goalie that we all have
He's back
opinions
tonight.
on. Yeah,
What a
well,
fucking-
that's the problem.
What a mush.
And then
what
and
a mush.
when it just comes to, again, we talked about Dallas about this before, playing heavy. Washington plays heavy,
yeah.
and they're big,
Yeah.
and they're just, you got to stop that freight train. And I like Carolina. I think they have a lot of good players,
They do.
but I just don't think they have what it takes to stop that locomotive.
No, but
that
what you
comes
said,
in,
you said
like,
no. Like you said, like no contest.
yeah, because
Wow.
it's just the talent level is too high.
Wow. Okay,
Like
you're
Washington's talent level, and honestly, I wouldn't be saying that about Washington if that kid was not turning out to be a great
shocking me. What a
goalie.
fucking goalie. Yeah.
He's really good,
Yeah. we
and
were
he
talking
should
about
have been
it
on the
with
Four Nations, but whatever.
Yanni. Well, something happened
Yeah.
with that kid apparently.
Yeah, I know, but he's really good.
Yeah. That's Yanni,
That's
what
been the difference maker for them.
do- Yeah.
I have to go Carolina.
Whoa.
Oh, here we go.
With Freddie Anderson. What are you?
He's going to be out.
Hit
before
pause,
the
hit
season.
I
pause.
told you, you owe me $1. I'm telling you, Yanni.
Uh,
Before the series is over, this guy's gonna strain a toe.
I don't think he's a deciding factor though of win or loss, because
Okay.
Washington played a very good series against Montreal,
Yeah.
and we had Dobish and Montembeau in nets.
Okay.
So if a goalie will play well, he has a
Okay.
chance if the team.
So basically, you're saying that you hold Freddie Anderson higher than Montembeau and Dobic.
Yeah, I think so.
Bro, you know our friends Glenn and Brian, friends of the show. I hold them higher than fucking Freddie Anderson. Okay, you know that thing that you buy at Canadian Tire, that piece of leather with the 5 holes, one here, one in the middle. I hold that in a higher standard
Well,
than fucking Freddie Anderson.
I'll still stick with my Carolina. They got
Okay.
Logan Stankoven, friend of the show.
Okay.
Got to cheer him
All right.
on.
Okay.
I think,
And,
I think if
I
they had a
think
better
the
goalie,
Caps.
and I also think if they were a little more physical, they'd be a better.
Yeah, I
chance.
think the Caps are gonna run over.
Well-
Maybe not quick in 4,
No.
but I think they're gonna run over them.
Six
it's going to be
games.
another good fought series.
Yeah. I think Mike. I think I agree with you. I think it's the goalie. I think Thompson is the difference.
He's great.
Yeah.
Thompson right now is on fire.
He's great.
I'm
I
not
think
gonna
that's
take
gonna
that
be the
away from
difference
him.
too. All right, so we have you guys tonight. You're
Let's
starting
talk
tonight
about
then.
that. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Mike, they're big.
Yeah. Look,
They're
so
big.
we've beaten them twice in a row.
Yeah.
They're going to be out for blood because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of it, we have a very uncertain goalie situation.
Yeah, again for the
So,
15th year in a row. Yeah,
But like I said, I think the key is you play the hot hand night over night, and if
you
the
win, you
hand-
keep the net. You lose out.
That's it.
Okay.
You can't. There is no starter. It's who's hot today.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
That's how you have to play it, and then everyone else just play your game. They have to win games like the old Oilers won games.
Okay.
6-5, 5-4. You're not going to have 4-0
5 or more.
No,
and think
no.
you like the forwards have to carry this.
You know what I
That's
think?
how it
Mike?
has to happen.
You want my opinion, Mike?
That's the only chance they have.
I'm going to tell you what I think can be a deciding factor. Okay, we all agree. Yanni, you agree? The Vegas Golden Knights are a big team. They play big.
They do.
That Mark
do.
Stone is a fucking dog.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Petrangelo's a dog.
They're all dogs.
Shea, whatever. These guys are fucking big. Okay, I think Evander Kane could be a difference in this. Evander Kane could hold these guys at bay, in my opinion.
I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like the series goes a lot deeper.
No. But hear me out.
Yeah.
I think a guy like Evander Kane, just like we were talking about Revo before, like Jack I did in Montreal, I think a guy like Evander Kane can hold these guys at bay. You know what I mean?
He can definitely help with it for sure.
Yeah.
Corey Perry can help a bit,
Corey Perry's that fucking prick. He'll do it anyway.
but he'll do. But guys,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
need guys
Yes.
like that.
But I
Yes.
think a guy like Evander Kane can hold a guy like, let's say, Mark Stone. Hey, buddy, relax with your fucking elbows. You know what I mean? Like
The Oilers are gonna have to rely on their speed. They're gonna have to.
But that goes without
Yeah,
saying.
they're gonna have to rely on power plays. They're gonna have to rely on staying out of the box.
Yeah.
and they're gonna
And-
have to rely on playing team defense around
Okay,
whatever goalies
so that
in
was my
nets.
next point.
That's the only chance they
that was
have.
my next point. You're fucking Evan Bouchard, Mike.
But you got to use him with his strength.
He doesn't have any strength. His
Yes,
slap
he does.
shot.
But
His slap
that's
shot is
that's
his
his strength.
Okay, but the slap shot doesn't stop the puck from going in
No,
net.
but he's your point. He's your quarterback on your power play.
And what if you don't have
Don't play him. Don't play.
Play him less.
Dude, he's a liability, man. He can't defend.
I know.
He cannot defend.
The fact that Ekholm's not there is not helping.
That's
Started
big.
skating.
He started skating.
Yeah, but
that's
starting
what I
to
saw.
skate and playing against Vegas.
Because if Ekholm was if him and Bouchard were paired,
that's different.
then
That's
Bouchard
better.
can go do
Yeah,
his thing.
I agree.
But
agree.
he's not there right now.
I agree.
So
I
you gotta
totally agree.
listen. How I pick, I think all I'm gonna say is the series goes 7 games.
Whoa, really? You think so?
But I don't know who's gonna win.
Really, man?
And I you know who I
You're
want to
shocking
win.
me.
You know who I want to win.
Oh yeah, of course.
But-
you're a fan. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, Yanni, who do you got?
I have Edmonton.
Okay.
Why? But I see it as, I think it's going to be McDavid's revenge
Oh fuck.
on Eichel.
On
You know-
Eichel?
yeah, you know how they were always like, oh, who's number 1, who's number 2, blah blah blah,
It was never
from
all
their
number.
draft class. No, but I remember it was like
There was
this was like
never-
the biggest thing that year. I
It was
remember, did they make the
never-
wrong pick? Did they make the wrong pick?
Just like Liney told everybody in Toronto, you fucked up by taking Matthews,
Yeah.
dude. You never stood a
Anyways.
chance. Okay, that's
I
cool.
feel it's going to be like it's going to be a little bit deeper, I think, for McDavid this
Mm.
one. 'Cause
All right.
It means a lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the last one, guys, the last one. Connor Hellebuck and his buddy on the other side is his U.S. partner in Ottinger.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What do you got there?
I'll take Dallas. And you know what? I want Winnipeg to win, but I'll take Dallas. I think they're
Winnipeg starting at home, you know that, right?
yeah, I know, but
the
Dallas is just put together. Dallas is put together. They're just put together.
Yanni?
Dallas. Hellebuck
Especially-
just chokes,
yeah.
guys.
Are those guys coming back from injury?
Robertson was skating, yeah.
What about the other guy?
No, Hiskinen, I don't think so. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe.
That makes all the
Say
difference.
he was day to day.
day to day.
That's what I'd heard.
He missed the whole fucking series. What are you talking
No,
about?
I know. Now.
Oh,
he's
now,
day-to-day.
okay. I didn't hear that, but whatever.
He
It
was
could
week
be.
to
Could
week
be. I
before.
didn't.
I'd love to see Winnipeg win. I just don't believe it.
You know what?
You know?
As a Canadian, you know, we're Canadians. I would love to see Winnipeg. I really would. You know, just for those fans, man.
Yeah.
Those they deserve it. Jesus Christ, they were amazing last night. Okay, I'm telling you, everybody in the fucking league, including Toronto, should really take a page from those guys because my goodness, playing. How can I put this? Being a player for that team, and you come out to that, how do you not want to spit blood for these people?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you come to Toronto, you see guys like this on their fucking phone. Oh, Matthews. Oh, hold on. Send. You know, like,
Yeah.
I don't, whatever.
But Winnipeg, I think it was Cole Perfetti's coming out party. He
What a game he played.
this playoff series,
What
I think,
a
was.
game he played.
And you,
I just love that captain.
and you
Lowry.
saw the importance of guys like Nemesnikov.
Yeah,
Lowry.
dude, all of them.
Yeah, no, they're a great team. On paper, they should win. In practice,
yeah.
I don't
Okay.
think they
It all
do.
depends on the goalie.
So you guys are sticking with Dallas?
Unfortunately,
I'm I'll go against you guys. I'm reluctantly, I'm gonna choose Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
Yeah. All right. So
You're not worried about the goalie.
yes, of course I'm worried about the goalie, but I'm just
you don't think Rupe Hintz can say hello, and then like
Twice.
Rantanen's going to be like, "Hey, by the way,
yeah.
Another 5. Here you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna start- yeah, of course. Are you kidding me? Okay, guys, the lottery was last night.
yeah."
Okay?
Oh, here we go.
The lottery was last
Yes,
night.
let's talk about
What the?
this.
You know what? Not
10
for nothing.
spots. 10 spots.
Not for nothing, man. But is it just me or is it the fucking NHL lottery is the most like I find it's like fucking doing algebra. It's the most confusing stupidity. How the fuck did these guys jump to number one?
I don't know. I find it interesting though that the team that won it doesn't have a general manager.
They don't have a GM, exactly.
Yeah, but now I think
Speaking of that,
Patrick is going to be going. Whoa,
wait, Mike,
you know,
Mike, speaking
know.
of that, Yanni and I, before we started the show tonight, we heard on the radio they're interested in Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
yeah, I heard that too.
You heard it?
He's
I
not
heard
going
that too.
anywhere.
But why would you leave being a president,
President to be a GM.
GM?
Yeah, like, fuck no.
And
no.
like I
Doesn't
told
make
you,
sense.
their better target would be Kent Hughes.
And not
But
only
he ain't
that-
going anywhere either.
and not only that, you're gonna have to go there and deal with Patrick. And you know,
Yeah, no.
Patrick's a fucking wacko. Patrick's a few sandwiches short of a picnic. You know that, right?
I
He's not
think
fucking-
I personally think Patrick's going to go to the owner and say, "Give me full control." That's what I think is going to happen. He's going to want all of it. That's the kind of guy he is.
that's why he didn't take the job here.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see that the Islanders got a first overall pick.
No, but Yanni,
They
how is
needed
that?
it, guys.
Chicago was licking their lips.
Yeah,
Fucking
but Chicago got.
Mike Greer was freaking
Chicago
out.
got like three
Yeah,
picks in a
they're
row.
good.
No,
bro.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
They had Taves, they had Kane.
I know, but
they
that was
got
years ago.
Bedard.
That's fucking 20 years
Doesn't
ago.
matter. They were good for so long.
Yeah, now they sucked and they deserve it. Now these guys come up 10 spots.
10 spots. It's
Jesus
crazy.
Christ.
But hey, look, he's right. Look, the Islanders haven't caught a break in forever.
No, I know. The last first round choice they had was Tavares.
Yeah, he was like, yeah.
He's the last number one.
But
We'll see what this draft holds.
Okay.
Keep in mind, the draft class is not super elite this year.
No, I know.
It's a bit of a
there's that
Slavkovsky
kid, right?
type
Matthew
year
Schaefer,
this year.
and that's it, right?
I know, and Michael Misa.
Misa's there,
Michael
and that what's the name? Capone, fucking Al
Yeah.
Capone, whatever his name is.
I think Misa is Logan Cooley's cousin.
I
I
have
think
no
so.
idea.
That's
He's a
what
good
I
player.
heard.
He's a
Yeah.
good player.
I have no idea. Okay, quick on the coaching situation. Sully got fired for fucking 24 hours. Got another job in New York. Do you like it or not?
I'm not surprised.
Do you like it?
I think it's better than what they had.
I thought he was going to go to Boston. He's a
Yeah.
Boston guy. His son-in-law plays for the Bruins.
We all know who's going to Boston.
I don't think so, Mike. Mike, he's my next guy. He's my next guy.
Really?
He's my next guy.
Where else is he going to go?
He's going to go to Philly.
Again,
He's going to go to Philly. Well, he never
No.
coached them.
talk it. You're talking
That's
about
what-
talk it?
That's exactly. That's
I'm
what-
talking about somebody else.
Who?
Torts.
Torts. No.
Boston.
Torts and
You know what? You know what?
In Boston. In Boston.
Hear me out.
Yes.
He turned down New York to be an assistant.
Yes. This idea that he's done, and it's not true.
You think?
He's going to be in Boston.
You think?
Paskey, he's coming.
You serious?
He's coming.
Wouldn't he be interesting on the Islanders, huh?
No.
As a GM.
With Patrick.
No,
No, coach. And Patrick
No,
GM.
never.
Bro.
Patrick jumps upstairs.
never. That's
No,
not.
I agree. Rick Tocchet will be the coach of
Philly,
Philly.
yeah.
Yes,
I can see
100%.
that.
I
Dude.
turned down all kinds of money in Vancouver.
12 million.
Yeah.
Dude, and the other
That
guy
team's finished.
and Quinn Hughes, they called him. The guy's not answering the fucking
He's not
phone.
answering the phone.
But apparently there's already trade rumors that Quinn
Yeah.
is going to New Jersey.
Of
I
course,
told you
he
it'd
wants
be-
to play with his
I told
brothers.
you.
Bro,
Of course.
Could you imagine?
Who's he going to go
And
there
you know
for?
what happens? When
Markstrom.
Patty
You're going to bring
Kane-
Markstrom back.
When Patty Kane wanted to go to one team specifically, okay, the New York Rangers,
Well, dude, when I have
what
you,
did they get?
Yeah, they get whatever the fuck they want. That's what it is.
No, they didn't get shit.
They got
No, but
shit.
dude, no,
They
they're
got
gonna-
shit because he doesn't want to move
Yeah,
anywhere
but
else.
New Jersey right now, Vancouver
Pat
is in.
Kane,
Right now, Vancouver is in a horrible negotiation
yes,
spot.
of course. But my point is this: Patrick Kane at the end of his career is not the same as Quinn Hughes at the fucking peak.
Meanwhile, I
Yeah.
understand, but right now he's holding them from the balls
Yes.
and he's
Yeah.
squeezing,
His
bro.
his trade value
my
right
way-
now is
yeah,
in the
yeah,
toilet.
Yeah.
It's my way or the highway. Yeah.
It's
I know,
and it's
I know.
basically I play there or I play
Or I
nowhere.
don't play nowhere. Yeah, exactly.
So he's
And
You know
going
what?
there.
I'm not gonna answer my phone anymore.
Yeah.
How about that?
And
No
not
more
for nothing.
practice.
I don't want you to be here if you don't want to be here.
Yeah, and what's he going to do? Be a holdout?
Yeah.
Screw
Well,
it.
he can't. He signed.
I mean,
He signed
Yeah,
for
but he
2
could be a
years.
holdout like Willie. He could be a
No,
holdout.
but hold that with no
That's
contract.
arbitration.
He's
Yeah.
signed. He's signed for
Yeah,
2
but he
years.
could just not.
not show up, but
Yeah.
then you're not getting paid,
Yeah.
and you don't get paid. Right?
It's okay. He's got money. Don't worry.
Anyway,
All right, guys.
And
So,
That's
Yeah.
wild.
anyway,
something about a second line center. I think we had to discuss.
yeah. Well, I just want to run it by you. I mean, the Canadians are looking for a second line center for what I think the 45th year or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Since fucking
Come on,
Jean
guys.
Beliveau retired.
Come on.
Okay, look, we had this discussion yesterday. I think there's a couple of guys that they should go.
There's a few guys.
There's a few guys. I know some guys are older and whatever. There's a couple of guys that I think like John Tavares might be available.
Too
He's
old.
one.
He's
John
too old.
Tavares.
Too old. And of course, the rat of last night is going to be available.
Yeah,
Sam
yeah,
Bennett.
Sam Bennett.
Too old.
Well, he's only 28. Sam Bennett. He's on the other side, but whatever. But I told you last night who I think I would chase.
Trade what? That's a trade. That's
Yeah,
not
I
a
would.
you.
I would chase Mike. You can
Yeah.
offer. They have all kinds of choices.
Yeah.
they have all kinds. Look, just this year alone, they have
two draft
They
picks.
have
have
16 and 17 back
16
to
and
back.
I trade them both.
Exactly.
I package both.
Okay,
picks.
so here's a scenario, guys, and
Yeah.
guys think about it and let us know in the comments. Okay,
Quinn Hughes.
if you call Detroit and say I want Dylan Larkin and here's my 16-17, do you do it? If
Huh.
you're Detroit, do you do it?
Dylan Larkin. That's not a bad pick.
Dude, he's not happy there. He made those stupid comments, and you don't make stupid comments on Steve Yzerman. You just don't.
Okay, but do you really want to go after a guy that's doing that?
Dude,
He's
he's
still
doing that
Dy-
because he's not happy. The guy wants to win.
He's still Dylan Larkin.
He's fucking Dylan Larkin. He wants to win. Can you
He's-
imagine this guy with fucking Demidov next year?
Yeah.
Can you imagine this guy?
Okay,
With
th-
Demidov.
Now you mentioned Demidov. How'd you guys find Demidov in the
Nothing.
playoffs?
I told you this before, and I'm gonna tell you this again. Give the kid a chance.
No, but
Give him a chance.
he
Danny,
played
you did-
okay. He played okay.
Yeah, but he wasn't fucking
No,
coming.
but
But let me ask you guys a question. Who in their rookie season in the playoffs comes in and lights it up?
Exactly.
Who?
Not too many
Exactly.
guys.
No, I'll tell you
So
what.
give him a
even
chance.
Connor McDavid in his rookie year did so.
Yeah,
No,
that's
You know what I
I'm
mean?
saying.
Like, and he hasn't
Give
even
him a
had a rookie
chance.
year.
I
He's
agree with
just
you
had a
guys.
Give him
playoff.
a
I'm not
chance,
saying
man.
I didn't say
Yeah.
he's doing bad. I just
It's-
felt he needs to definitely learn the defensive
Of
aspect
course,
first.
that's what everybody does.
But that
Yanni.
takes time.
Yeah.
But over here,
how-
you don't have the time.
how long
to
did
learn.
Patrick Lane, he didn't already learn it.
Yeah.
So
Look, already, Patrick Lane, he's forget him, throw him out of here. He's full of shit.
he still
He
has a
doesn't
year.
back check. Fuck off, you guys. Anyway,
But,
whatever.
yeah, but like the point is like, look, how long did it take Kaprizov? A couple years.
Mike,
Yeah,
that's
but
what I've been saying.
it
3 or
took
4
him.
years.
It took him a few
Everybody-
years,
take a pill. Fuck.
Yeah.
and
Let the kid learn.
he hasn't even had a rookie season
Exactly. He's
yet.
played fucking 3 games, man. Relax.
Yeah, just let him go.
No, because you remember you with Dobish. Oh, it's fuck. He should start every
Hey.
fucking game from here to tomorrow. Dude,
Dobish played well,
5
though.
fucking games.
I didn't feel he played bad,
No, but I'm saying after
except for that
'cause he
one
won those
brain
5
fart.
games.
That brain fart in
Yeah.
the first game he went in.
Yeah, but you got to understand. Look, natural talent's natural talent.
Absolutely.
This kid, there's no question.
He's got it. Are you
He
kidding?
has it. It's just a
Give him
question
time.
of him getting used to the game
Exactly.
and him getting used to
Exactly.
getting proper line mates and getting what it's. I don't even think it'll happen this season. I think it's the next.
Maybe.
The next.
All I'm saying is give the kid fucking time. Don't start shitting on him like they know
No,
always do here
for
in
sure.
Montreal. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. This was a great one. Great show. We're gonna come back again after round 2? We'll do this again after round 2.
Oh, probably next week.
Maybe next week again. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever one comes first.
Yeah.
Right? 100,000 kilometers or till you fucking
Yeah,
crash. All right, guys. So again, I want to say thank you to our dear friends over at Red One Music. Please go see them for all your musical needs at 2069 Shartside in Dorval, or give them a shout, 514-225-2226. You ask for Serge, you ask for Tommy, you ask for James. They'll help you out with everything you need. You tell them that Puck Nation sent you, and I guarantee you they'll fix you up. Guys, like always, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much. We'll do this again very soon. Take care, everybody.
Have a good one.
Later.
Later.